So we've got our first big game after the international break, and this one is the North London Derby. Arsenal taking on Tottenham, one of the most anticipated games in any Premier League calendar. But of course, without wasting more time, let's get into the game proper and talk about what could likely happen at the Emirates Stadium. Starting with you, Victor, taking the form of both sides into account, who do you think are the favourites going into this game?
I mean, surely Arsenal. Just look at Spurs' form in all competitions for the last 10 games. They've got 3 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses. They're batting 500. Don't get me wrong, I like Thomas Frank. I always have, but he's had some rotten luck with injuries this season. It might all come together for them, but it's not happening at the moment. Also, Arsenal have won 7 of the last 10 head-to-heads in official games. As much as I would love to see a draw or a Spurs win here, it's unlikely. But they have more than half a chance now with Gabriel out.
Fair point. And over to you, Max. Do you think this result, however it might go, would affect or impact the title race in any way?
I mean, obviously Spurs are not in the title race, but for the Arsenal it's a crucial game because looking at the Spurs form and Arsenal form as well, you just can't let yourself lose points in this matchup, even though it's a big game, big clash, but currently teams on a much different level, and also Man City are starting to catch Arsenal, so you're never able to drop points here.
Yeah, fair enough. And so, Victor, the international breaks comes with its casualty, and the big casualty for Arsenal is Gabriel, and he's going to miss at least until the end of the year, starting from the game against Spurs. How big of a miss is it going to be for Arsenal?
Important for sure, but because Arsenal's injury problems are rather an attack, like more serious ones, Arteta, he still has decent depth at the back. He has Mosquera, he has Hincapie. It's not like he needs to play me alongside Saliba. Probably the biggest issue will be losing a lot of their set-piece threat that Gabriel usually brings. I'm not saying it's nice he got injured, not by a long shot, but it will be very interesting to see what else Arteta can cook up instead of relying just on his set-piece coach.
Yeah, fair enough. And over to you, Max. What must Spurs do if they are to try and win this game?
I'd say maybe pray to all of the gods, so Arsenal are not scoring 2 at least, because it just feels like it's gonna be pretty hard for them to do at least something, because current Arsenal form is just insane. They won 9 of last 10 home games, and it doesn't feel like they're gonna stop, so they just have to be pretty solid in defense and try to score something in attack, but the only thing that can help them is Gabriel is not playing, so that's it probably.
Fair point. And Victor, what key battles or tactical decisions do you think would impact this game?
I think Arsenal's midfield need to be on red alert for Spurs counters. Frank's team, they're going to be trying to absorb some open play pressure, which is often not too difficult against Arsenal. And then Spurs need to make sure they have 3 or 4 players always on their toes, always ready to sprint and counter. That will surely get them at least a goal. For Spurs, if this is the gameplay they go with, I think they should go with this. Their biggest problem might be getting carried away when a counter might be on. They might start chasing lost causes and not tracking back on time to offer defensive coverage. And lastly, if Richarlison plays from the start, he really needs to not resort to his usual shithousing antics. Both Mosquera and Hincapie, they're the most likely ones to slot in next to Saliba. They're both more level-headed and cool head on the shoulders than Gabriel. I think Richarlison would be barking up the wrong tree trying to rile them up.
Fair point. And Max, your answer to that same question?
I'll probably just end the thing that Gundogan is probably going to be the key player for Spurs by moving the ball forward at least in the counter-attacks and after the still on the ball. So Arsenal might every time keep an eye on him, try to foul, not to let him lead the attack. So this is probably what I would say.
Fair point. And still with you, Max, just on a final note for this video, score predictions for the game.
It'll be 3-1 Arsenal.
Jesus, you stole my prediction, man. Victor, your answer.
2-2, but it might be more wishful thinking than anything.
Fair enough. I'm also going with 3-1. That was the first scoreline that came to my mind, and I think Arsenal would win this one. But yeah, football is played on the pitch, not via our analysis or whatever. And we're just going to have to wait and see how that game unfolds. But regardless, it's a very big game at the Emirates Stadium this weekend, and it will be interesting to see how this game goes because there will be lots of talking points after it, and we'll be sure to discuss all the best bits on the channel as usual. Stay tuned so you don't miss out.